San Francisco Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
It's all about pitching for the Giants. Madison Bumgarner took the ball on Orange Friday and dominated Game 1 of the series. Yesterday, Matt Cain turned back the clock with an old-school effort to take Game 2. Today, the ball goes to Barry Zito. Zito looks to keep things rolling for the Orange and Black in Game 3. Giants, Cubs, next.
It's Hyundai Sunday on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. This Giants Baseball is brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Today from the corner of 3rd and King Streets in San Francisco, it's Game 3 of a 4-game series between the Giants and the Cubs. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants have won the first 2 games in this series. Good starting pitching. Barry Zito on the mound today. He's 4-2. And what does Zito have to do today, Mike?
Well, I mean, you'd like to think he could do the exact same thing that Madison Bumgarner and Matt Cain did. They went into the 9th inning and they gave the bullpen a ball with the lead. Now, Barry Zito in his last 4 games, Giants are 3-1 in those 4. So he's throwing good ball, and right now the Cubs are not hitting against lefties. So just do what you're doing, Barry.
Keep doing what you're doing. Good advice. All right, when we come back, we will have the starting lineups and the very first pitch of this game right after these messages.
On Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
One of the great spots in San Francisco, Lombard Street. Do not get a speeding ticket on Lombard Street. All right, our game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 64 degrees here at the Yard. We got winds at 13 miles per hour. Humidity right around 69%. It is clear today at the Yard. lineup that Barry Zito will be facing. It's the Cubs lineup. It'll be Tony Campana to lead things off, the very speedy leadoff hitter, followed by Darwin Barney, then Starlin Castro. Alfonso Soriano, he's hot. Be careful with that guy. Followed by Baker Stewart. Reed Johnson will hit 7th, and Coy Hill and Travis Wood.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the left-handed veteran Barry Zito. Zito, 34 years old, is a 12-year veteran. This is what he has done in 10 starts, 4-2 with a 3.41 ERA. Lifetime against the Cubs, 2-3. And Zito is going to give you a fastball at between 85 and 88 miles per hour. He'll cut it. He'll sink it. He's got a curveball, a slider, and a changeup combination. And you're going to see everything at any given time. He has no fear throwing anything in a 3-2.
Here's the first pitch of the ball game to Campana, and he takes wide. So we get started at 105. Campana 3 for 8 in the series, takes low, 2-0. Very speedy Campana, and with that in mind, Arias way down the line at third. And a strike. Called by Corey Blasser, the home plate umpire.
And Blasser's got a low strike zone, but he's very tight. You've got to earn strikes. You don't get much early.
This is hit out into center field for Pagan, and that's how this game gets started.
Let's take a look at that defense playing behind Barry Zito today for the Giants, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Cabrera, Pagan, and Blanco. The best arm in left field with Cabrera. Crawford and Arias on the left side of the infield. Terrio and Posey on the right side. And Hector Sanchez will be in the squad today, putting down the signs for Zito. For Posey, his 8th start at first base.
Here's Barney. Darwin Barney takes a strike as he comes in hitting .280, 3 home runs, 15 driven in. Three for 7 in the series as he bounces this one slowly over the mound. Crawford to Posey, 2 down.
Let's take a look at the pitch grips for Barry Zito today, the ones that he'll be using in the game. He'll be using the 4-seam fastball. You see the thumb tucked under the middle finger. And there's the 2-seam fastball, and he'll move that thumb underneath the forefinger, and you just throw them like you're throwing rocks. There's the curveball with the pressure point on the forefinger. The only starter in the rotation of the Giants to do that. And here's his circle change. And this was his bread and butter pitch for many, many years. It's as good as any changeup on this club.
Strike, 0-1.
You see a lot of sliders from Zito, more than the fastball. Likes to throw the slider because he has a good feel for it. It's also a pitch that he can get consistently on the inside corner of right-handers. And there you see the curveball, the changeup, about the same amount of time. But the important thing with Zito is that he'll throw him in any count. Not predictable.
The 0-2 pitch is outside, 1-2. Castro hitting .316, 4 home runs, 32 driven in. He's 3 for 6 lifetime against Zito. And the Giants lefty deals, and a swing and a miss. Zito with a nice first inning. Giants are coming up. Blanco to lead things off. Sanchez, Arias, Crawford, and then hitting Zito.
On the hill today for the Chicago Cubs will be the 5'11", 175-pound left-hander Travis Wood in his second year at the big league level. Wood, 25 years old. And with Wood, you see what he's done in 3 starts, 0-1 with a 5.94 ERA. You see a fastball between 88 and 92 miles per hour, depending on the grip. He can cut and sink the fastball, the curveball, and a changeup. Very good athlete. He has an excellent move to first base, fields his position well. And we'll talk more about this guy when he gets in the batter's box. He might be the best hitting pitcher in their division. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Travis Wood. Starting from the Cubs outfield from left to right, Soriano, Campana, and Johnson. Best arm in right field with Johnson, and that's average at best. They don't have good arms in that outfield. Castro and Stewart on the left side of the infield. Barney and Baker on the right side, and Coy Hill, the veteran, will be in the squad, putting down the signs for Travis Wood. Wood, against the Giants, has had 2 starts. He's 0-1 with a 6.75 ERA, so they have been hard on him in his young career.
So here's Blanco. Blanco does not have a hit in this series. He's 0 for 7. And he comes in hitting 273, and he's never faced Wood before. Here he looks at a pitch down low, 1 ball and no strikes. The last home run hit for the Giants here was the home run by Blanco. Remember that home run against the Rockies? It was a bomb. As this is flipped down the left field line, that'll be out of play, first row. Terrio, and then Cabrera. And the 1-1 to Blanco, and Blanco fouls another one out of play. It's 1-2. The fact that Blanco, as I mentioned, has not had a hit in the series, he still manages to get on base. His on base percentage now is at .386. Nice catch by a fan. And the 1-2 offering to Blanco, and it's low and away, 2-2. So one of these guys ended up with the ball and the other one a hot dog, and he wants the ball and not the hot dog. And in a lot of ways, I don't blame him.
Well, yeah, no contest which one I take.
The 2-2 pitch is fouled out of play, considering that we have baseballs laying all around us. Not so much hot dogs. Look at this. This is a nice gesture. And the guy's trying to figure out how he can cut that ball in half, right? And he's looking at him going, yo, dude, what about me?
He'll get another one.
Out of play. If not, we'll give him another one.
Well, this guy definitely is the fan of the day.
So we're going to get that guy right there chowing on the hot dog a ball. But one guy cannot have ownage on him, and he does right now. Right back to Wood, who makes a nice play. 1 out. And that'll bring up Ryan Terrio. Terrio against his old club on Friday night went 3 for 3. Yesterday he went 1 for 4. So a nice series at 4 for 7.
Terry, who has always been a guy that uses the whole field against lefties, you'll see a lot of balls go to the right side. I mean, he thinks that way. His goal in that at bat is to hit something in the right center field gap. It looks fastball, opposite gap.
Way out in front.
And if you throw him something off speed, that's what he'll pull in that last pitch with the changeup. And I really think of all the specialty pitches that Travis Wood has, that is his best pitch.
0-2 pitch. Terrio breaks his bat, rolls this one to Castro. And Castro just got him. Terrio's running a lot better.
Yes, he is. Time now for our Solar Company Electrifying Play of the Week. We go to Wednesday's game. Melky Cabrera, well, he got his 51st hit in the month of May. And that set a month of May record. And it also tied him with Randy Wynn for most hits in any month as a San Francisco Giant. So, Melky Cabrera, congratulations. You're our Solar Company Electrifying Play of the Week award winner.
So here's Cabrera. Cabrera takes a called strike. Is that solar panel? Yeah. 0-1 pitch to Cabrera is a strike, nothing in 2.
Well, life's rough, and when you got a job to put you out in the sun, you got red hair. So we got to take care of Rusty down there. Oh yeah, that's a happy camper right there.
And Cabrera out on 3 pitches to end the inning. So both Wood and Zito very strong in the first inning. The Rocket Boat taking a little tour. It's 0-0 as we head to inning number 2.
I love the blimp.
Yeah, we need to keep that one.
Blimp shots are so cool.
Here's Soriano.
Yeah, just another glorious day in paradise.
Soriano hitting .267. Takes one wide from Zito. He's had 44 lifetime at bats against Zito, with only 7 hits. One of the 7 a double. But he's hot right now, so you got to be careful with him. It's 2-0. Soriano, a big 3-run home run in the 9th inning on Friday. It's 3-0. And he picked up 1 hit in 4 at bats yesterday. He will have the bright super green light here.
You bet he will.
And a 4-pitch walk. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, Dwayne, for fans who weren't able to catch yesterday's game, we've got to look back. It was the turn back the century day here at AT&T Park, and it's our AT&T U-verse reverse replay this afternoon. We go back to 1912. The Giants, then the New York Giants, and they donned those uniforms. The starting lineup announced with a megaphone, a roving barbershop quartet, and Peanuts guys were 5 cents. Dwayne and Mike, I need to know, who do you think looked best in the throwback?
Well, here's the pitch to Baker. First of all, by the way, Amy, great job today on the pregame show. Fantastic. Probably, and Mike and I talked a little bit about it, but Madison Bumgarner and Matt Cain were probably the two guys that stole the show.
Yeah, you look for the broadest shoulders, and those are the guys that have the best bods to hang a uniform on.
On the ground, Crawford, Terrio, and not running out of the box was Baker, and he hurt himself. So Baker did something in trying to get out of the box.
It's like he slipped and his back foot gave away. And that's how you hurt a groin right there.
And he's getting checked on as Ian Stewart steps up.
So Barry Zito just got rid of a 4-pitch walk.
Quickly.
Just like that.
Here's Stewart. Stewart takes a strike. This is the slip again. Watch the back foot.
Clearly uncomfortable.
High to Stewart. You know, getting back to the turn back the clock yesterday. You know, I watched, and because I was at home, I watched and listened to some of it, radio and TV, but I was sitting there on the couch, and here comes Bruce Bochy, and it's like, man, he fits the deal. And then they took a shot of his New Balance shoes, and it was kind of like, well, some of it looks like turn back the clock.
Yeah, the shoes kind of spoiled it for a lot of guys. The guy who was in character of all the Giants was Ryan Terrio. He took a pair of shoes and he painted them completely black, which is what all the players had back in 1912, just straight black shoes. And it really looked so much better with the uni.
Hit on the ground towards the hole and into the hole. So Stewart with a 2-out hit. And that's the first hit of the game.
Oh, that was not a hanger either. He really went down low to get that one. We're going to make it our Ford right choice. And how guys looked in the uniform. Matt Cain, well, you always look good when you're the winning pitcher. Boy, he was fantastic. And yesterday, his 75th win, which evens his record lifetime, 75-75. The first time he's been at 500 since 2007 when he was 17-17. Win moved him into first place for most wins at an AT&T Park since it opened in 2000. He passed Jason Schmidt for first all time. And that is very cool.
Here's Reed Johnson, who takes a strike. 2 walks, 7 strikeouts for Cain yesterday. And he threw 117 pitches. Johnson hitting .247, 2 home runs, 9 driven in. Taps this one foul. He's got 7 for 26 history against Zito. So Johnson taking a little walk outside the box. It's 0-2. Driven into right center field. On the move is Blanco. Still on the move. And Blanco's going to run it down out in Triples Alley to end the inning. So Blanco saves a run. Buster Posey's going to lead things off for the Giants. In the bottom of the second inning, it'll be Posey, Pagan, and Sanchez, 0-0. ball on the screws. I've always wondered that myself. What does that mean, Mikey?
Well, back in the day, it's sort of a term that was taken from the world of golf. And they used to screw little faceplates onto drivers. If you hit a ball right in the middle of that, it was said to have been hit on the screws. And baseball players sort of stole that terminology and applied it to when they hit the ball right on the sweet spot of the bat.
Right. Seriously, you did not make that up.
No.
Here's Buster Posey takes a strike.
Never. Come on.
Posey hitting .294, 6 home runs, 29 driven in.
Look out.
Pagan Sanchez, second inning. A nice inning for Wood in the first. Couple of ground balls. And then he struck out Melky Cabrera. Good breaking ball, 1-2.
Yeah, one thing about Wood, too, I mean, he'll take that big curveball and he'll move it in and out. He's got nice touch with that pitch. And that's not an easy pitch to have touch with.
Swing and a miss. You got him.
Good changeup.
Hangar 1, made here in San Francisco, California, is providing aerial coverage from their very own blimp.
Now that's a great shot. Right into the Golden Gate Bridge. Absolutely stunning view of the city. Wow. That's why I say we should have the blimp every day.
Popped up. Shallow right field. And it's Barney backpedaling who puts it away. 2 outs.
Well, the Texas Rangers are coming to AT&T, and it'll be the first visit since the 2010 World Series. And you can join us for a pregame celebration in Triples Alley with my partner and myself. And you can take a picture with the World Series trophy and watch batting practice. Your special event package will include lower box ticket to the game. You have a question and answer session with Kipe and myself. Texas style barbecue. So if you're interested, call 415-972-2298 and reserve your spot.
It's this Friday. Hector Sanchez at the plate with 2 outs, nobody on. Sanchez hitting .284. Couple of big flies, 17 driven in. And it's 2-0. Outside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Sanchez thought that was a bit outside, making somewhat of a case. You don't argue too hard on a first strike. You will take on a different tone on a third strike.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Hector Sanchez. Very close. Wood started to lean towards the dugout. It's 3-2. He giveth and he taketh away.
I thought that pitch was better than the 2-0 strike.
And we got him. It remains 0-0. at Alcatraz Island.
The Rock.
That was a pretty good movie.
It was a good movie.
Remember years and years ago we saw that in Atlanta.
That's the greatest hat I've ever seen right there.
A good hat right there.
He's not digging it.
Not that happy about it. Here's Coy Hill who takes a strike. It'll be Hill, Wood, and then Tony Campana.
Oh, yeah. You never know. Some will leave it on, some won't.
0-1 pitch. Hill hits this one out to right field for Blanco. 1 out. Well, everybody telling us associated with the Cubs that be careful. Travis Wood can hit.
He's 3 for 6 with 2 doubles.
He's 3 for 6.
Nothing relaxes you more than blimp shots.
I know. I'm about ready to take a nap. Is that what you're talking about?
You see the Ferry Building in Embarcadero, wrap it into Pier 39. Beautiful.
Tapped over the mound. Crawford gives ground. Going to have to hurry. And they just got him. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, gentlemen. Well, congratulations to Giancarlo Stanton of the Miami Marlins. He was named the National League Player of the Month by Major League Baseball today. But we wanted to let Giants fans know that San Francisco Giant Melky Cabrera was a very strong candidate, and of course he gets our vote. He had 51 hits in the month of May, averaged .429, and as everybody knows, he tied a San Francisco record for most hits in any month by a San Francisco Giant. So congratulations to Melky as well, guys.
Here's Campana. Thanks, Amy. I've never seen a third baseman play a guy so shallow than Arias is playing Campana.
Last time I saw that was 1989 World Series. Carney Lansford did that to Brett Butler. And it's shallow. Good pitch right there. That's an example of a tight strike zone.
Well, it's also the pitch that Campana, if he reaches out, he can hit it past Arias.
I mean, he is standing in the right-handed batter's box almost.
Terry was playing Campana shallow as well, and that'll end the inning. He can scoot. Bottom 3 for the Giants coming up. It is a 0-0 ball game as we head to the Giants half of the third inning. Give you an idea of what is around AT&T Park when you get the blimp shots.
Hey, Davy Crockett's here.
You get an idea of this gentleman. When he left the house, he said, "I'm looking good."
That's right. You never know when the Alamo's going to break out. You got to be ready for it.
He may have thought that there was another event here. Now that looks like fun. And those are 4 happy kids right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, and 1 to Arias hitting .228. And a quick 0-2. Yeah, seriously. I look good. And I got a fake smile, too. 0-2. Down low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crawford to follow. No score. Bottom of the 3rd. And this is rolled to 3rd where Stewart has it. 1 out. Well, on Sunday the 10th, June 10th that is, Giants take on the Rangers. It's an afternoon 1:05 start. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Giants cap presented by Dignity Health. Still great tickets available for this 2010 World Series matchup. sfgiants.com.
It's a good looking lid.
Here's Crawford hitting .226. First pitch swinging, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
91 mile an hour challenge fastball in the outside corner.
Crawford 2 for 14 on the homestand. You see a couple of hits and 4 at bats in the series. Here he fouls it back, and now it's 0-2.
Travis Wood is just rocking and rolling. The Giants have not gotten him into the stretch yet. And he's got a real nice early rhythm going on in this game out of the windup.
And Crawford out on 3 pitches, and that's 4 strikeouts.
Wood's just kind of getting ahead with fastballs and finishing guys off with the specialty pitches. That changeup has been a swing and miss pitch for him. Great place to sit right there, right by the right field foul pole. That is a tremendous view.
I might say that would be my favorite seat.
That's a good one.
There's a strike to Zito, who's 2 for 18.
That's a good one. I say that about a lot of locations in this ballpark. A lot of good ones. And that's what you see over there by the foul pole. That's the view.
Zito lifts a souvenir into the seats.
Just a great shot across the field into the left field bleachers. And the other thing, too, when you sit out there, you can really feel the crowd when they get loud. Comes your way.
Zito takes a call 3rd, so it's 9 up, 9 down for Travis Wood. After 3, 0-0.
Yeah, there's 5 strikeouts.
throw.
No score after 3 innings here at AT&T Park. Good. Wood, especially with 5 strikeouts through the first 9 hitters. Zito will face Barney, Castro, and Soriano here in the 4th inning. He's allowed 1 hit. He walked the batter, but the very next hitter, Jeff Baker, hit into a double play. This pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Barney bounced out to Crawford in the 1st.
You know, he's got it figured out. Shoes are off. Champagne's about half full. Sunny day on his own boat. Life is good.
Brady Lever. Swinging a slow roller to 3rd. Arias takes his time, flips to Posey, and Buster Posey stays on the bag. 1 out. Thing about Arias that we now know about him is he does not panic.
No, he does not. And the only way you get to a point like that is if he played a lot of ball, and he has. I mean, he's no baby. He's been around the professional ranks for a long time. We're going to make it our Exmo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Off the right foot, and he enjoys that angle. Good stretch there from Posey. You can see he kept the foot in the bag. So Darwin Barney, grab some pine meat. And that's our Exmo, brought to you by local Toyota dealers.
Castro drives it into right center field. Blanco is going to run it down again. Blanco has got Triples Alley covered right now.
And Starlin Castro heads back to the Cubs dugout, and he was just AT&T. Joins Coy Hill feeling that same way. It's the approach you have to have against Zito. You've got to think the opposite field gap. It's a perfect at bat. But when you cheat off the line, like right fielders do in this ballpark, these base hits and other yards become OUTs and big league hang with them.
Here's Soriano, who drew a walk. There's the famous Zito big breaking ball. Throws it again, and it's 0-2.
Back it up.
Well, the first one was so good. It's like, okay, I got the feel of that one. I want to throw it again, and maybe he'll throw it again here.
There's the winner of the foul ball lottery. Oh man, so psyched he hit him. Let's go, Dad.
Got him.
See ya.
6 pitches in the 4th inning for Zito. Third baseman elected into the Hall of Fame, baseball's Hall of Fame, named the only one to go in a Giants uniform.
And if you have the answer to this, you're good.
Uh-oh. From land to sea, or is it just coming out of sea?
I think it's going in. Oh, yeah. The thrill of victory and the agony of the duck boats.
I've not ever seen that before. Have you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you probably see it all the time.
Oh, we go and watch it. It's great.
The water person that you are.
Well, we live across the street.
Here's Blanco, and Blanco takes a breaking ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Blanco in the bottom of the first inning hit one back to Travis Wood. Wood made a nice play. This is lined foul. Not by much.
Saw Mark Carlton, the first base umpire.
Roberto Kelly was not 100% sure.
He had to go over there and take a look at the mark that the ball made as it landed so close to the foul line. And it just has to hit a little bit of that line, too. You can see how close it was.
Come on. And it had to kick up some chalk.
Well, it had to go over the bag.
So it's 1-1 to Blanco. Blanco scorches another one into the seats.
Oh, Travis Wood is not fooling Gregor Blanco. All right, one more look. And there's the spot. So you can see Mark Carlson did indeed get it correct. But if you're 4 inches away from a double, you're hacked.
Pokes at that good pitch to stay alive. Terrio and then Cabrera, second time around now for the Giants against Travis Wood, who had his way with the Giants the first time around. And this is hit on the ground to second. Barney to Baker. Here's our Geico quote of the game. Vicky Santo on husband Ron Santo making the Baseball Hall of Fame. It was always his dream to get into the Hall of Fame. People should look at Ron and say he never gave up. That was always his message, and he never did give up.
No, he didn't. Had both legs removed to the knee. Had walked on prosthetics the last several years of his life. And I miss him.
Terrio takes a strike. Yeah, we all.
He was fun to talk baseball with, fun to tease. He teased back. I mean, he was just a good guy, pure 100% baseball player, not forgotten.
You could get him going, and that's what was fun about it.
Oh yeah,
there's a few key things that all you had to say, and that was it. It was a full-on 100% argument back and forth.
He was the defender of the Cubs. If you said one bad thing about him, it would set him off. We would have our booth next to his in Chicago at Wrigley Field, and it would be a constant. Oh, got him. I think I got him in the front ankle. Which would be the left ankle. Let's take a look at D where it did get him. Having the shin. That is not going to feel very good. Well, the things I thought about Santa, we would watch just all during the game between innings. There'd just be a constant line of people, groups of 3, 4, 6, 10 coming into the broadcast booth. And the broadcast booth is not very big. It was like 12 by 6.
Here's Cabrera. Cabrera shoots one on the ground, knocked down by Barney, steps on the bag, and that's a double play. So Cabrera hit it right on the screws, and it ends up being a pair. Good. 0-0.
Ron Santo is the 11th third baseman elected into the Hall of Fame. Named the only one to don a Giants uniform. Our survey said, well, it was Freddie Lindstrom. Played with the Giants, the New York Giants, from 1924 to 1932. Other Hall of Fame third basemen with Lindstrom and Santo: Freddie Baker, Wade Boggs, George Brett, Jimmy Collins, George Kell, Eddie Matthews, Brooks Robinson, Mike Schmidt, and Pie Traynor. So your favorite guy was in there.
Here's Baker, who shoots this one on the ground. Crawford's got it on the back end. His throw in time. Nice play on the first pitch to Baker.
Boy, indeed, that ball had some fuzz on it. And this is a top spin one hopper that comes up to a high backhander, and he snags it. Knew he had a lot of time because of how hard it was hit. There's the backhand snag, quickly to the back foot, knows he has time, squares, and rifles him down, and that's a one-pitch see ya. Nice play.
Here's Stewart. Stewart has the only hit in this game for both teams, and that was a single past Brandon Crawford in the second inning. One more thing about Santo, just to put it in a nutshell. He could say that the Cubs were bad. You just couldn't do it.
That's exactly right. He treated the Cubs like they were his sister.
This is squib foul. It's 1-2. So that was Ron Santo in a nutshell.
And there was his career. Lifetime 277 hitter, 342 home runs. 9 times an All-Star, 5 Gold Gloves. And the only thing that's upsetting about the whole Ron Santo story is that they finally brought him into the Hall of Fame after he passed away. He never got a chance to enjoy it. And that bothers me.
2-2.
Because he would have enjoyed it. We all knew he was a Hall of Famer. Idolized in Chicago. They retired his number there long before he went into the Hall. So I'm sure he felt the love. But it just would have been nice if he could have worn the ring for just one day.
Stewart hits one up the middle and a base hit. So Stewart is 2 for 2, and that'll bring up Reed Johnson.
Now he's 2 for 2. He's the only guy in this game for either team that has hits.
Long remembered in Chicago. Here's Johnson. Johnson hit a ball out to Triple's alley that Blanco did a nice job of running down. So Zito a long look into Hector Sanchez, and now everybody seems to be ready. And the first pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes.
First pitch change up. Haven't seen Zito miss high very much today. When he's missed down below the zone. And that's good news. When you throw below the hitting speed, you need to miss below the strike zone.
Stewart does not have a steal. Coy Hill is on deck, and the 1-0 pitch is hit up the middle and a base hit right over the bag. Stopping at second is Stewart. So back-to-back singles, and here's Coy Hill.
Well, really, the 2 best at bats have been Ian Stewart's at bats against Zito and Reed Johnson both at bats, and he's 1 for 2, but both of his ABs were good against Zito. Oh yeah, they're having a little bit of an argument there.
A conflict, a major conflict.
He's given her his best sales pitch, and I don't think she's buying it.
And hasn't bought it for quite a while.
Yep. He keeps trying, though.
Conflict. Here's Hill. Breaking ball to Hill is down low. 1 ball and no strikes. And there's that breaking ball, and he gets the strike. That was under 70 at 69.
Plus, you're in the batter's box and you see that thing coming at you. You're thinking away, ball, and then it just all of a sudden just keeps crashing in towards the zone. It's always been a good weapon for Zito.
He's back with a pitch high and away. 2 balls and a strike.
Big, slow curveball. 69 followed up with a 75-mile-an-hour changeup.
Crazy Legs are kettle corn gentlemen.
Excuse me, please. Thank you.
Now it's 3-1, so Zito's got to come in.
Now this becomes a big pitch. Travis Wood on deck, and he's not just any other hitting pitcher. He's got a good clue of what he's doing up there. And that's why this pitch becomes very, very big. You don't ever want to walk the bases loaded with 1 out. Set up a runner at third in less than 2-out scenario.
Down the left field line, this will be foul. And it's 3-2. See what Dale Swain does with Stewart and Johnson with the count 3-2. Three and 2. Runners go. Breaking ball hit on the ground, foul.
Let it go, let it go.
Oh, Steve Kowalski. He had it long enough. There's the killer. Killer Kowalski. Veteran of the Giants fantasy camps.
So Killer got one of the 1912 gloves to use.
Yeah, that's an old Spalding. And he never touched it. Killer. Use the leather. Use the leather.
3-2. And Zito spins around and chases Stewart back. Three balls, 2 strikes. Zito gets the sign from Sanchez. Runners go. Swinging another bouncing ball that nearly flipped Pat Listash, who's coaching third.
Cuts him in. Coyle spins on it. Listash is out there in front of the coach's box, and you're susceptible. Greatest rule they ever made was put helmets on the coaches.
Absolutely. So good battle right now. And a pickoff play put on, and Stewart just got back.
You know, we've noticed that about Ryan Theriot. He likes the pickoff. He'll use it a lot. Just straight daylight play.
Three and 2. Again, the runners go. Swing and a miss. Throw to third. This is going to be an easy double play. So Zito comes back to strike out Troy Hill. Giants are coming up.
Amy Gutierrez, and if you haven't had a chance, log on to csnbarrie.com to check out our web exclusives and web assaults. They're all brought to you by GoPro cameras. Currently, we have Santiago Casilla up, and coming tomorrow, we're going to have a Buster Nose Squad, a Romo's Relief, and some Diamond Girls. So you're going to want to be logging on to csnbarrie.com, guys.
All right, Amy, thanks. Good ball game if you like a pitcher's duel.
Well, I like a pitcher's duel. And you got two lefties that are finessers that are really, really tying up the offense, and not so far. Zito and Travis Wood, just 3 hits in the game, all singles off Zito. Travis Wood has yet to give up a hit against the Giants.
So it'll be Posey, Pagan, and Sanchez. Wood has allowed 1 base runner. He hit Terrio on the shin. And the Giants do not have a base hit. Posey struck out in the 2nd inning. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. Wood efficient as well. That's only pitch number 46 in this game. Two balls and no strikes.
Posey in his last at bat struck out on a 2-strike changeup, and it was a good one.
Foul down the right field line. So kick out just enough for Reed Johnson to have to track it down. Well, this guy's got the double big fist going. Oh, it's just a photo op. See, wasn't that fun?
That's great when they want to. They'll take a picture, but you got to show it to them quick.
Posey spins around. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Well, you go hard in, it usually sets up soft away. And Wood definitely will throw a 3-1 changeup. That's one of his strongest weapons. But right back in hard again. Yep, there's a double fister. Those things are great. Yep, they've definitely captured his imagination.
3-2 pitch coming up to Buster Posey. And Posey stays alive as he bounces it to Pagan in the on-deck circle.
They are right down there by the Giants dugout. That's the part of this ballpark you've got to pay attention.
Three and 2. Here it is again to Buster Posey. And Posey digs it out and fouls it down the right field line. Rockies, by the way, lead the Dodgers today in Colorado. It's a 3-0 lead in the 6th inning. Got him.
92-mile-an-hour fastball right there below the knees, but that is Blazer's strike zone, and it has been. Well, a reminder, if you're hitting the road and you can't watch the Giants on Comcast Sports Net Barrie area, take the Giants with you with MLB.tv. You can subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every out-of-market Giants game live online and in HD quality. Go to sfgiants.com to order and get more details.
Here's Pagan, who takes wide. Pagan popped out to the second baseman Darwin Barney in his only other at bat. Here he lines it to left. Soriano going back, and it's over his head. And that's the first hit for the Giants. And standing at second is Angel Pagan.
Yeah, that's the first hit of the Giants, and it probably should have been caught. So they catch a 1-out break here. Kind of gets him out really on the front foot. If he didn't have a lot of lower body into it, gives you an idea how strong his hands are.
Well, Mike, I think how he hit the ball probably is what fooled Soriano. Out on the front foot, like you said.
Yeah. He did not expect that much fly ball.
So here's Sanchez. Swing and a miss.
And that swing of the bat by Angel Pagan extends his hitting streak here at home. 27 straight home games now with a base hit. And this is a Giants record that goes back to 1900.
Sanchez under his hands, 0-2. Authenticating that swing of the bat. That's the ball that Pagan just hit. Oh, and 2. And Sanchez just barely got a piece, but he is going to see another pitch.
It only takes one. Did you see another one? That might be the one.
Oh, 2 pitch. Got him.
Curveball has been a money pitch for him all day. Curveball changeup combination for Wood has just been devastating. And I mean, a lot of swings and misses. That's strikeout number 7 for Wood. Let's watch the big breaking ball snap, go across the plate. And Sanchez a victim of a strikeout for the second time, way out in front.
Here's Arias, who bounced out to third. Pagan at second base, 2 outs.
First pitch changeup.
Crawford on deck, 0-1 to Joaquin Arias. On the ground, a base hit into right field. Johnson is going to have a good throw home, and safe at home is Pagan, and it's 1-0 as Coy Hill could not hang on to the baseball. A risk by Tim Flannery, and it works.
And we talked about it before game 1 of the series. You don't have strong arms in the Cubs outfield, so Tim Flannery is going to take advantage of it. Reed Johnson, however, comes up with a strike. A one-hopper, and that ball really is surprising that he could not hang on to it. Good speed with Pagan, and you see Flannery bringing him in. And the Giants take the lead.
So that'll bring up Crawford.
Catches that ball, he's out.
Yep, nice at bat by Arias. Here's the pitch to Crawford, and Crawford swings and misses. No balls and 1 strike.
Watch the reaction from the Giants dugout as he comes in. That's Aubrey Huff who was doing the slap on Lincecum.
It's kind of like a free shot, right?
Yeah, you guy, something good happens. Sitting next to somebody you don't like and just start beating on him. There you go. It is a free shot.
1 ball and 1 strike. Crawford takes low and away. Yeah, all right, Lincecum, you bother me. Here
Not 1, but 2.
We're probably going to look back down there and see that Lincecum has moved. He's now sitting next to somebody else.
Yeah, he's got an ice bag on his rump.
In the dirt, and Arias will move to third on the wild pitch.
I really am a little surprised that they're even pitching to Brandon Crawford, but Barry Zito did. Curveball in the dirt. Coy Hill slides out, gets a body on it, but can't keep it in front of him. pure wild pitch there.
I mean, if you're Crawford, then take this personal. Knock him in. Although you're probably going to have to swing at a pitch out of the strike zone, I would think.
I'd be diving on the outside corner.
And it's now 3-2, and that would have been a good move. A run in for the Giants here in the 5th inning. Crawford down the left field line. Soriano will come up short.
Yeah, in defense of Soriano, he's playing with a bad knee. I mean, he's probably running about 70%. I mean, he really does need some time off to heal that thing up, but they need his bat in there so badly that he's playing. But it definitely affects his range and his mobility.
You're right. They do need his bat in there.
Especially against left-handed pitching. Cubs 2-10 against lefties this year.
Three-two pitch. Crawford fouls it back.
And there's no nibble here. I mean,
No.
Wood's going right at him.
Yes, he is.
Lincecum had to readjust there.
And he just leaned over. He said, "Hey, Nate, can you tell Aubrey Huff not to hit me anymore?" 3-2 pitch. Crawford fouls another one back.
Yep, Lucille wants more offense.
Pitch number 70 in the game coming up to Crawford. And he walked him. That was a good 3-2 pitch right there. He got a base open. So Zito's going to hit. And if Soriano plays Zito deep, he's going to dump it in front of him. Zito struck out in the 3rd inning.
He was cruising pitch count wise, and now all of a sudden it's ballooned here in the 5th.
On the ground. Barney, however, will cut it off, and that'll end the inning. Giants on the board on the RBI single by Joaquin Arias. Through 5. 1-0 Giants.
seed right to Brandon Crawford. Snags it on the high backhander, 360s up, and throws him out. That's our Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Giants with a 1-0 lead on the Joaquin Arias base hit. And for the Cubs here in the 6th inning, it'll be the pitcher Travis Wood who will lead things off. Wood bounced out to Crawford in the 3rd. Remember, he's a good hitter. And he got down the line pretty good, too. So Zito throwing pitch number 55. And it's a good one, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Good changeup, you bet. It's amazing what happens to a pitcher in the middle of the ball game when you get the lead for the first time late. Really energizes you.
Tap foul.
And that is a look from the Virgin America booth down the right field line. There's 2 parts to that booth, and this part is actually where you get to sit behind the field of play.
Got him.
There's nothing about the Virgin America booth that is not very cool.
Very cool.
This is the section we're talking about right there. And a look inside. If you have a large group that you want to entertain, that's the spot.
You can throw a major party in there.
Oh, you could have 80 people in there, not a problem.
Here's Tony Campana. Again, Arias way down the line at 3rd. It almost challenges you, if you're a hitter, to take a shot at hitting one by him. It really does. It's like, oh, okay, you want to do that?
I mean, that is short.
Tap foul. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And those big breaking balls that are going away to Campana, I mean, that's the one you could have a shot at taking to down the 3rd base line.
Now, you don't have to hit it very hard to get it by that 3rd baseman.
Well, it's got to be a little weird for Arias.
Yeah, I mean, although he's thinking that it's all right by me. Campana, his quickness is taking a definite effect defensively on the infield. Everybody is playing in. And it almost looked like there's a runner at 3rd.
Yeah, and you're losing by a run. You need to bring the infield in.
So Zito comes in with a strike. He knows that if he walks Campana, you could very well be walking a double.
3-1 pitch, Campana taken all the way.
Got him.
Nice comeback. Good hard slider there. And for Zito, strikeout number 4, and keeping those legs off the base paths is a huge play in this game. Come back, slider right on the outside corner, perfect position, and a swing through. See ya. All 5 of the strikeouts today by Zito have been swing and miss strike 3s.
Here's Barney. Barney takes in tight. Barney has bounced out twice, once to Crawford, once to Arias. And it's 2-0.
Take a look at the balance that he gets with the high leg kick. And as the shoulder and hip come out together, you can see the grip of the changeup, the circle change, at least point out front. He's been in a great groove since the season started out of the windup.
Arias at 3rd, across the diamond, side retired. A nice inning for Zito. Top of the order coming up for the Giants. That would be Gregor Blanco. Pitchers today: Travis Wood, a lefty; Barry Zito, a lefty. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, Dwayne, yesterday was the Junior Giants annual glove drive. Huge success. We have a still picture of more than 550 gloves, actual gloves donated. And guys, they collected nearly $28,000 for their foundation. It all goes to Junior Giants. And I would just like to offer a very special thank you to the people of P-Town. Our Club One Fitness, our local gym there, served as a donation center, and the people of P-Town, they came through for us. I dropped it off today, guys.
All right, Amy, thanks to all involved. Over 200 volunteers yesterday. Is Blanco, lays down a bunt. It's a good one. Hill out. Hill throws, and they got him.
Yeah, that's the play. You know, it really, I think, highlights the defensive abilities of a big league catcher. And you got to get out and you got to go chase a ball that's rolling away from you and put the proper footwork on it, and you got to rifle a strike. And Coy Hill makes this look like it's fun. 360s, squares, get him. Nice play.
So here's Terrio. Terrio is 0 for 1, hit by a pitch in the fourth. Here he takes a strike. This will be a one-hopper to Darwin Barney, kind of a tricky hop. So I mentioned the 200 volunteers, over 80 volunteers from the employees of United Airlines. And Amy mentioned the number, right around $28,000 donated. That's without checking the online donation. So that number is going to go up. And again, a big thanks to everybody. Hey, you got to have a glove. Can you imagine? Hey, you want to play catch? I don't have a glove.
Can't do it.
Cabrera takes high. Well, now some kids are going to have gloves thanks to our Giants fans. Fantastic. Cabrera hit a ball right on the nose in the fourth inning, but he also hit it right at Darwin Barney, and Barney turned it into a double play. So the Milkman ahead in the count, 2-0. Swinging a foul into the glove of Hill. 2 balls and 1 strike.
He was looking fastball on that 2-0 count, and he was going to swing. If you got a fastball, no matter what.
Just inside, 3-1. Buster Posey to follow. Little dribbler is Cabrera. Stumbled out of the box. He's thrown out. Make sure he's all right. It's 1-0 Giants. Both have been very good. Ian Stewart's got a couple of hits. Pagan's got a double, and he scored the run on the Arias base hit to right field. Challenge for Zito here in the 7th. It's the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. First pitch is low and in to Starlin Castro. Castro is struck out, and then he hit a ball into Triple's alley that Blanco ran down in the 4th. Hit out into left center field. A good ride. Pagan is going to put it away on the track. Castro can't believe it.
He got robbed again. And this ball all of a sudden started to have a little personality at the end. It looked to me like Pagan slowed down a little bit. And then at the very end, he had to do the extendo Inspector Gadget arm. That's the part of the ballpark where you will get some drift from the wind. That's where the prevailing winds will go. And you can see this thing just does get a little extra life, and a nice overhand snag by Pagan. And Castro not digging it.
Here's Soriano, who's walked and struck out. And Soriano clearly done that pitch in the dirt. No balls in 1 strike.
Nice over the head high backhander, and this is where the extension comes, and he puts it right in the pocket.
Big breaking ball, 0-2. I think he's starting to like this area in center field. Angel Pagan. A little tough to get used to at first.
Well, like Chili Davis said when he was playing center field at Candlestick, this is a ballpark in this part of the country where you cannot give up on a fly ball ever, because it can take on personality late. It can dance, it can move around.
Slowly hit to Arias. Arias flips it. Got him. 2 down.
Now back in the day when his legs were healthy, that's a base hit. As you mentioned, Soriano running with a knee that's not good. Still a nice play from Arias, makes it look easy. And our Exmo, brought to you by your Toyota dealers, accentuates the effort.
Baker has bounced out twice. His last at bat was a 1-hop bullet to Brandon Crawford, who made a very nice backhanded play to throw him out. One ball and 1 strike.
Well, fans, you want to be here in person the next time your Giants take the field, just head to StubHub, where it's easy to find the seats that you want. See the Giants in action all season long. Go to StubHub. It's the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the San Francisco Giants. StubHub.
Two balls and a strike. Low and away. The Potomac is headed into the Cove to make a visit. It is a great looking boat. And a strike. It was the year John Miller went into the broadcaster's wing of the Hall of Fame, and John's party was on the Potomac. 3-2 to Jeff Baker. On the ground to Crawford. Crawford on the backhand. Crawford a throw in time. And Zito with a 1-2-3 7th inning. On June 3rd, 2006, in New York at Shea Stadium, Eliezer Alfonso drove a 1-0 pitch from Orlando Hernandez over the left field fence for his first career hit and a 5-4 lead over the Mets in a 6-4 win. Not a bad memory to take from one's big league debut, even if his name was misspelled as Alfonso on the back of his jersey. He was called from Double-A, Connecticut, because four-time Gold Glove winner Mike Matheny was put on the DL with a concussion.
Well, if you enjoyed our blimp today, aerial coverage brought to you by Hangar One, made here in California in an actual aircraft hangar. Oh yeah, I want a martini. I don't know why every time I see that blimp I want a martini.
Can you give it maybe 4 hours?
Yes, I can. 2.5. We should go up there. Come on. Well, every time we see that, I expect to see Brian Wilson sitting up there.
I'll say it. We should do a game from up there.
I'm in. I am in. That is just gorgeous, folks. We all know it. That's why we live here. It's good.
Anniversary just what, last week? The 75th?
Yeah, 75 years for the Golden Gate Bridge.
Buster Posey. This will be the third time he's led off an inning, and both times he struck out. Once swinging, once looking. So we'll see if he's got Travis Wood figured out for round 3. No balls and 1 strike. Oh, 1 delivery to Posey is just off the plate.
Oh yeah. Bring your colors.
Posey hammers one into the gap. On the move is Buster Posey. He's going to have a leadoff double. So round 3 goes to Buster.
Not fooled with the speed on that one. Watch the back leg lock. The weight's there. Both hips go through the swing. There's no reach in this swing whatsoever. Finds a gap in an easy 2-bagger. We'll watch this swing all day as he plants. And now here comes the throw. The timing perfect. Had a little bit of height on the pitch from Wood. First time Wood really got one of the off-speed pitches up, and Buster made him pay for it.
So the first time in this game the Giants have had their leadoff hitter on. And here's Pagan. Way outside to Pagan. Pagan doubled and scored in the 5th inning. Hit a ball over the head of Soriano. Two balls and no strikes. Hector Sanchez on deck. Bullpen activity now for the Cubs.
Sean Camp, the sinker baller, getting up. This is a strikeout situation for Travis Wood.
Not close. 3-0.
Sanchez chalking up. They'll sway him, thinking if this runner does get on, he may go to the sinker baller, Sean Camp.
At the knees. Now it's 3-1.
Pitch count really not much of an issue either. This is 86 pitches into his outing today. Travis Wood looks very strong. But this is definitely a big hitter for him, because he may be pulled out of this game if he gives it up.
They will check on Buster Posey. Well, Sanchez has looked so poor against Wood. Maybe he'll stick with Wood.
Well, I definitely think if they're going to pitch to Sanchez, they want to keep him on that right-handed side. Bring in Sean Camp, you'll flip him over, and I don't think Swain wants to do that. It's just a whole different dimension when you have a hitter up there that's a switch hitter. But you're right, he has not had good swings against Wood yet.
And that caught a good piece of Hector Sanchez as he goes down. And here comes Dave Greshner, and that one hurt.
Well, you always concern yourself when you see a catcher stay down.
Yeah, may have hit his knee, huh?
Catchers have a different threshold of pain than most normal people.
They got him on the shin.
He is miserable right now.
Well, look, I've been wrong. It's like first knee, then shin, so it was a little bit lower than that.
Got him right on the top of the shin, just above the ankle on that left leg.
I mean, when you see this, if you're Buster Posey, as Bruce Bochy's now looking out at Buster Posey, you're going to start thinking about finding Buster Posey's gear.
Well, he is not comfortable, and he cannot put any weight on it. Problem with the big guys hit the ball well, and they hit it into their leg. I mean, it sticks around for a while.
Buster Posey, the backup catcher today.
I'd be real surprised if he came out of the game. I mean, after all, he is a catcher.
See the grimace on Bob Brenly's face?
Bob Brenly, who is the color analyst for the Cubs broadcast team, old catcher, teammate of ours, had a big league grimace going. I think it's all part of being in the catcher's fraternity.
I think it is. You know what your thoughts are now as a hitter? I'm going to hit another one right there. And
can I call time and put my shin guard on, please?
Oh, this is just sweat.
Well, if you're Wood, you got to throw another breaking ball down and in, don't you?
Absolutely.
Like that.
My goodness, can you believe that?
No. I don't know if it got the same spot. May have got the toe they're telling us in the truck. But he just wants to go home right now. I don't blame him. That's not fair.
I've been through this, and you completely forget about the game.
Let's see where it was. It's up higher, they say now, and it is right into the shin.
You completely forget about the game. You completely forget about where you are.
Well, they're coming out now. They're going to protect a piece on it, and they're one pitch too late. You're right. He's not thinking about the game.
Absolutely nothing. Buster Posey just went over to the dugout, and I think he's informing somebody where his catcher's gear is. So Buster knows the deal. And if you're Hector Sanchez, you may want to come out of the game because you don't want to hit it there again. And it's going to get like the ovation of the year.
And you know what Travis Wood's going to do? He's going to go right back down there again.
And Hector's going to look for the take sign from Tim Flannery.
In an 0-2 count.
You know, wouldn't you switch around and hit left-handed?
I would. That's an excellent suggestion.
I mean, he really has no chance here. None.
He's going down and in again.
Foul down the right field line.
You know, no matter what happens in this at bat, it's all going to come to an end. He's going to go back to the dugout. Guess what he gets to do? Strap on the gear and go get in the squad.
You cannot even ask somebody to rub it. He didn't have any time. There it is. Yeah. So now instead of fouling it off your foot, just hit him in the foot.
Now here's the first one right above the ankle. Bang. And that one put him right on his knees. And then the second one was just a little bit higher. And that put my partner on his knees.
Yeah, that one hurt. It hurt everybody in this place. I'm telling you.
And this is the ball in the dirt that Wood just threw, and it just missed it.
I'm telling you, he has no chance. Two and two.
If he gets a base hit here, it's the at bat of the year.
Oh, people will go crazy. Skied out into center field for Campana.
Hey, you don't normally get a round of applause for flying out to center, but that's a well-deserved round of applause. And now he gets to go put on the gear.
He ought to wear that shin guard. If he hits again, just wear the whole thing. That's the punch. Serious.
Not a bad idea.
So Crawford's going to be the guy to knock in this run, because it will not be Arias. And you'd think maybe Coy Hill would have a little sympathy and not call those pitches.
Not a chance.
Right. Crawford has struck out and he's walked. Look, you're catching Zito and he's got a 3-hit shutout going right now. So
no, you don't want to come out of the game.
You don't.
Even if you have an 0 for 3 going with 2 strikeouts, you're catching the shutout.
There's a bruise.
Check back again tomorrow.
Uh-oh. Is that a smile? There's a grimace.
It's something you'll laugh about later, like 2 months from now. But I know one thing. If he hits tomorrow, he's going to have a shin guard on.
Absolutely. He looked like walk up there like he's from Game of Thrones. Here's Crawford. Crawford with a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Wood going right at him with a fastball.
So now Crawford quickly behind. No balls and 2 strikes. Never a dull day for the trainers. Never.
No, and by the way, you know when they get an out day? When they retire.
December.
Only a half day.
Oh, and 2.
That's a smile.
Now, if he can laugh, that means his teammates can smile.
It means we can laugh.
Terio's like, he needs a hug.
There's the hug he needed.
Crawford in the left center field for Campana, and that'll end the inning. Giants strand a pair. Will go to the 8th. Every once in a while, you can tell when a guy needs a hug He did need a hug. 1-0 Giants.
He was slated to start for the Fresno Grizzlies tomorrow night, but has now been scratched with shoulder soreness. And Pablo Sandoval went 1 for 4 last night in his San Jose rehab debut. Skipper Bruce Bochy said they could get Pablo back to the big club as soon as Friday. Dwayne?
All right, thanks, Amy. Here's Stewart. Stewart, Johnson, and Hill facing Zito. And Stewart on the first pitch pops it up. This is going to be who's got it. And it looks like Terrio taking charge, and he wrestles that pop-up for out number 1. Now Wednesday, June 13th is the first annual Off the Cove Street Food Event in partnership with The Grid of San Francisco. This is a great way to get a taste of the popular street food phenomenon that is sweeping San Francisco. 415-972-2298. Here's Johnson.
I'm going to that. That's going to be good, good, good. By the way, pop-ups right now, not fun. Brandon Crawford never saw that thing, ever.
Strike to Johnson, who's 1 for 2. And a bunt, and this is a good one, and Johnson's going to be aboard. All he really had to do was make sure that it was going to stay fair because of where Arias was playing.
Well, the Giants were giving it to him, and he took it. But you know what? Johnson's got power, so in a way, he does the Giants a favor. In a one-run game, guy who can take the ball out of the ballpark, putting on a bunt, I mean, he's helping you out. But it was a great bunt. Isn't that where the proposed arena would go?
I think so. Hill is 0 for 2. A fly ball to right and a strikeout in the 5th inning. Hit on the ground to Arias, tough play, but he hangs in there. That's one, and then going in hard was Johnson as he takes out Terrio, so they get the force play.
I don't think Terrio ever had a grip on the ball because he had a little bit of a double clutch there. Nice play by Arias staying with that wrestling match. See the ball come out of his hand. Lucky didn't go into the stands. Watch Terrio's release. I don't think he had a good. Oh, he just did get those legs up. Wow. That's hardball right there. It's completely clean.
So here's Mather. Romo heads down to the bullpen. On the ground to third. Arias go the short way. Side retired. So Zito with a nice 8th inning. And the fans here are digging it.
With fries and a drink.
1-0 Giants here in the home half of the 8th inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
James Russell, the only left-hander in the Cubs bullpen, coming in now for Dale Swaim. You can see what he's done in 25 games, 2-0 with a 1.54 ERA. He's got a save, 19 strikeouts, and 23 to 30. He's a converted starter. Came up to the Cubs organization, and with the fact that he has spent time as a starter, you know that he can do a number of things with the ball. He'll give you a fastball, low 90s with a curveball, slider, and a changeup, and he will 2 and 4 seam the fastball. So he'll give you lots of different types of movement.
So Zito gets to hit here in the 8th inning. He's struck out and he's bounced out. Here he takes a strike. And he hits this one right back to Russell, and Zito's retired. Just be nice for Zito. Anything he does right now, the fans cheer him.
Well, he's earned it. I mean, 8 innings of 4-hit shutout ball. And, you know, he's done a lot of really great things this year. He was the guy that got the Giants their first win back in April after they lost 3 in Arizona. He goes into Colorado and he shuts out the Colorado Rockies on a 4-hitter. The first time any pitcher has ever shut out a Colorado team in Colorado.
Here's Blanco, who's 0 for 3. And a breaking ball in the dirt. So it's 1 ball and no strikes. And Blanco takes low. On deck is Ryan Theriot. So Wood was very good. Only allows 1 run in 7 innings as Blanco takes wide. 3 hits, a run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. And Blanco taking all the way, and it's 3-1. And the walk. So the Giants have speed on with one out here in the 8th.
Sean Camp up again a second time. He won't take long to get greased.
Terrio facing James Russell. And Blanco getting checked on. He's got 6 steals, 6 out of 8 in that department. Up high to Terrio. Melky Cabrera in the on deck circle. Giants trying to add on here in the 8th inning. And Blanco chased back again. Stay tuned for the post-game wrap in just a bit, and Michael also talk about this game with Murph and Mac tomorrow morning on KNBR 680.
Lots to talk about. A lot of baseball being played here this weekend. Good baseball.
And again, Blanco back. One ball and no strikes. And that pitch is high, 2-0.
Russell really has slowed things down here.
And again, Blanco back.
James Russell, a second generation big leaguer. His dad, Jeff Russell, pitcher for a long time in the big leagues.
Terrio skies this one into left center field. And Campana will put it away.
Well, join us tomorrow. It's a 12:30 ball game with pregame live starting at noon. You'll see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Jeff Samardzija, the big right hander, will be on the hill against Ryan Vogelsong. And both guys are throwing well. It ought to be a well-pitched ball game. This is the 4th and final game of this 4-gamer. And it's a special Monday afternoon tea time. So check us out. If you can't get to the yard, watch it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
So we're going to get a new pitcher. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change tune-up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back.
Cubs have a new pitcher, and it is Sean Camp. Camp in 25 games this year has done a nice job for Dale Swain. 2-2 with a 2.57 ERA. They are in a bullpen by committee mode right now, with Carlos Marmol sort of falling out of favor as the closer. They've been using a lot of guys, one of which has been Sean Camp. He's been the most consistent. He's a ground ball guy, big time sink. Does real well against lefties, which is why I think Dale Swain wanted him to come into this game. Melky Cabrera has got a higher batting average right-handed than he does left-handed. Left-handed is still fantastic. I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword as to how you want to pitch to Melky Cabrera. Cabrera from the right side, 443, lefty 346. So given the fact that he's 100 points lower from the left side, and then Sean Camp has been eating up lefties, Dale Swain makes the move.
Well, now maybe we'll see Blanco take off with the right-hander. Cabrera batting right-handed tonight, 0 for 3 today. And Blanco back on the dive.
You know, Melky Cabrera does what good hitters do. I mean, they may have offers, but if they have 4 bats, they're still going to hit the ball hard 2 times.
Absolutely.
Maybe more.
First pitch strike, and it's 0-1.
So he comes right at him out of bed with a changeup. He's a 3-pitch guy, fastball, slider, changeup. And he'll get ground balls with the fastball, slider, and the changeup. Everything he has got downward bite to it.
And Blanco goes, and Cabrera down the left field line. This could be trouble. If it's fair, it's trouble, and it's just foul.
If it's fair, it's 2-0. The jump that Gregor Blanco had, he'd have scored standing up. And how foul was it? A bunch.
All right, I'll say it. If it's May, it's fair.
Yes. May, when he had 51 hits, it's fair.
So a quick 0-2 to the milkman. Blanco scurries back. Oh, 0-2. That time Blanco not going. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Rockies beat the Dodgers this afternoon. That final is now in. It's 3-2 Colorado. Final. The Rockies lost yesterday. It was Aaron Harang for the Dodgers who beat him. 1-2 now to Cabrera. Blanco goes. This is lying down the left field line, a base hit. Soriano is going to go to second, and here comes Blanco. He's going to score. Everybody's staring out at Soriano like, what's the deal?
Tell you what, if there's a better third base coach in this game, I want to see him. Tim Flannery watched and anticipated, and I'm talking a split second, made a decision to bring Blanco home, who never broke stride. As soon as Flannery saw that Soriano was going to go to second base, he redirected and sent home Blanco. What a great play by the Giants third base coach.
So here's Buster Posey and Melky Cabrera with his 27th RBI and a very nice at bat.
If they had a categories for RYIs, runs yelled in, he'd have just got one right there.
Absolutely. See what Cabrera does. He's got 9 steals on the year. He thought about it, and Posey jumps back out of the way. 1 ball and no strike. And Cabrera goes, and his throw is going to be late. No, they got him. So Cabrera thrown out. Giants pick up a run. We will head to the 9th. It's 2-0 San Francisco. For the Giants as Barry Zito goes back out. They'd like to wish a happy birthday to James Euros. He's 20 today. He works for Harvey Hodgeny in the visiting clubhouse, and his mom, Carolyn, is Russ Stanley's assistant. Campana takes down low.
And Zito's going to face the top of the lineup. The Giants have Sergio Romo getting greased up in the pen. He's good to go. And Zito is having a nice conversation with himself.
One-0 pitch. Good breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
How big is that second run?
Well, I'm assuming it allows Zito to do a few more things.
Well, allows him to challenge.
Campana turned away from that breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. 87 pitches for Zito. You see the defense very shallow on the infield. And a strike to make it 2-2.
Campana was going to take till he had 2 strikes. Now he can no longer do that.
And the defense doesn't really move back that much because of Campana's speed, his ability to slap the ball and run. Like that. And Terry knows he has to hurry. 1 out.
Boy, he gets down that line well.
So an 0 for 4 for Campana, and here's Darwin Barney.
You can take a look at just how quick Campana gets down that line. And even from the second base side, you don't have the luxury of taking your time. That's 3.9 speed for Campana.
Zito to Darwin Barney, who's bounced out 3 times. Here, this is very high. 1 ball and no strikes. Down low, 2-0.
And this is where that second run really comes into play. A 2-0 count. You can go right at him, and you can tell Darwin Barney, hit it as far as you want.
And he lays it right in there at 78.
That's how you put the pressure on the hitter.
Make it 2-2.
And that slider is just his go-to pitch. When he needs to throw a strike, he goes right to it.
Down the left field line, this is a foul ball as it hits the back of the bullpen mound, right at Mark Gardner. If it hits Mark Gardner, it's foul.
Well, yeah, that's right. Hector Sanchez out there talking to Zito, and he's saying basically, if he gets on, you're out of this game. So let's get this shutout. It's great when your catcher wants you to get that shutout as much as you do. And that is certainly the case with Hector Sanchez.
Two and two. And now a full count. So this is a hit me, right?
If he walks him, he's out of the game. Third consecutive day that a Giant starter stepped down into the 9th inning.
And the walk. And here comes Bruce Bochy. Well, Zito knew the deal going out to the mound to start out this inning.
Yeah, he did.
So this is not come as a surprise to him. But what is going to be fun is listening to this crowd acknowledge Zito's effort. And listen to this crowd. Out, and he'll be facing Starlin Castro.
Take a look at the numbers for Sergio Romo. 20th time he's come in. 2-0 with a 0.60 ERA. He is 1 for 1 in save ops. Santiago Casilla getting another day, nursing a knee injury that he sustained 2 nights ago.
And a first pitch fastball for a strike.
Castro's up there looking for one thing and one thing only. He's looking for a slider. And the beauty of Romo is even when you look for that slider, still not an easy thing to hit. You saw the line for Zito. 8 1/3. 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Beautiful pitch down.
And a check swing, and it's fouled into the seats. The pitch that Starlin Castro wants is that slider middle in.
He just got it.
I know. If Zito or if Romo makes a mistake, that's where the location will be, middle in.
Now this one should go big wide away. If you miss off the plate.
Got him.
Down below the zone and a big strikeout. And the guy takes a swing at that pitch. And he swings the way he swings for one reason. He didn't see it.
I mean, the best pitch. Well, actually, he had a couple of pitches Castro did in that at bat. Took one and fouled one off. So here's Soriano.
See that number from Romo. Not been scored upon 47 of his last 49 outings. And he has struck out 12 of the last 21. So he's been throwing it hot. He's confident.
Swing and a miss. Be careful. I mean, the bottom line with Soriano is he's going to swing. He will not go down looking. Fouls this one back. It's 0-2.
Well, right now, there's location-wise, Romo's giving him something to hit.
Yep.
He doesn't have the normal sweep on the break that we are accustomed to him having on that slider. Oh, 2, you have to say, I'm throwing this one off the plate. If he chases, great. You do not want to miss in the strike zone.
Down low, blocked by Sanchez, 1-2.
A little bit of a shift put on. They're expecting him to pull the ball to left field.
1-2. Back to Romo. Romo throws him out, and Romo looked like he hurt his knee on the play. And the Giants win this one, and they do it behind that man, Barry Zito, who throws 8 1/3 innings of shutout baseball.
Well, Barry Zito, when he walked off to that ovation with 1 out in the 9th inning, that had to have been music to his ears. And he earned it today. What a beautifully pitched ball game. 4 hits allowed. And he will celebrate that along with his teammates. And for the Giants, they've taken the first 3, and they have a chance for a sweep tomorrow.
And on the homestand now, the Giants are 5-1, and they pick up a game on the Dodgers. But right now in the West, they are 3 games back. Final score, Giants 2, Cubs 0. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews, and the wrap starts right now. Thanks for watching Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.